I'm back with my favorite guest. And we don't prepare in advance on what we talk about, but it always goes in the direction of opening up our awareness and our consciousness and immersing ourselves in our experience of our life so that it frees our spirit. Because the more that we run away from our life and the more we put our attention on the future or the past, we miss the whole point of living, and that is to enjoy the present moment, the one that we have. Because we don't know if we have a future, and we know enough about memories and delusions to know that we can't trust our memories of our past either. So the only thing we can really trust in is that we know that we're conscious, and we know that we're here, and we know that we're present in a body that is not optimized. So maybe that's the subject of today.
Okay, I love that.
Which is the optimization of the body, so that the body naturally wants to be in harmony, be healthy,
Yes,
be vibrant.
that's why my body is yelling.
Okay.
Like, find a way to be vibrant.
Yes.
Yes.
So the problem is, I think, is that the body knows how to be vibrant. The body knows how to be healed. The body knows how to optimize itself, and it's our mind and our intention and our will and our conflicting points of view and the fact that we're essentially asleep in terms of really knowing ourselves. Then the doing this is really, really, really simple. Once we've realized that we're not acting divinely, that we're not enlightened, that we're not self-realized and on a magnificent purpose here, then that's the time to shut down. And by shut down, I mean we do have all those things that we have to do in our life, but we don't have to do them right now. Right now, we're enjoying our evening. We're reflecting on our experience of what it's like to be us. And we find in that, a lot of density and pain on the inside of our bodies. And our job is just simply to be in your body. That's all. Because the more that you're in the body, the more the body is free to optimize itself. Because you're giving it the freedom. Because you know that the body's held by a divine knowing already. And there's only one thing that's off, and that's your noticing of it, your experience of that. Seeing your reality that we just apparently don't pay enough attention to get the benefits of. And so we stay asleep in our life and ineffective in our making our experience of ourselves an exciting one, a joyful one, and a grateful one, So let's stop talking about it for a minute and just close your eyes. And just feel. Without judging it, without trying to make it do anything, but your presence alone, when you're open and connected and feeling what's in your body, just your presence, your consciousness, focus there, will lighten up everything. And you don't have to do any techniques. You don't have to learn any magical processes. You don't have to have a guru or a master. All you have to do is be still, be present in your body when you have the time to contemplate your experience of life and your sense of who you are. So that's what we're doing right now. We're experiencing who we're being right now in this moment. And at the same time, we're experiencing who we would be and who we are when we give equal attention to the infinite and the eternal, to the unconditionally loving, to the wisdom, of eternity, of the universe. So we can sit in our uncomfortable bodies because we haven't been present, we haven't been silent, we haven't been in allowance. But notice what happens when you feel the divine and you feel the body at the same time. Because the divine and the body are one. But it requires your choosing to notice that for it to optimize. Because you don't know how to do it, I don't know how to do it. Nobody knows how to do it, or ever be walking around the earth with angel wings and being in a continuous joyful wonder about how lucky they are to be here. So that brought up something. We are lucky to be here, even in the midst of our traumas and pain, our regrets and our disappointments in ourselves. We're lucky to be here right now is just the way we are. We're lucky. There's nothing for us to complain about because our experience of a life is exactly the way that it is when we give ourselves this much attention and this much presence, If you want it better, we just have to be awake and present, that's all. And that only comes by taking our medicine, closing our eyes, going inside, perceiving everything that's going on in the body and not doing anything about it because it's not our job, it's God's. And by God, we simply mean that oneness that's universal and eternal, that once we notice it, we realize that that's the only thing that's ever been real about us, about anyone. Because in truth, everything else is just a fabrication. The only thing other than fabrication is God consciousness, creator consciousness, and that's you. Temporarily asleep and confused and identified as a body. And within that body, if you just give yourself a break and quit trying to figure it out, just experience the moment and say, I know when I am in the truth, I'm going to feel like the luckiest person in the world to be me. That's the truth that frees you. The truth that moves you beyond polarization, beyond right and wrong, and good and evil, into that presence that is beyond the universe and yet holds the universe intimately, knows everything about it. Because everything that exists in the universe is something you either created or allowed to happen. So that's why you love it. It's having its experience, experiencing every possible way of being. But the general agreement amongst the people who are waking up is that, this is the time that we all came for. This is the time that we said, okay, this is a great moment of the great work being completed in multitudes at the same time. So you just feel that. And allow that to set you free from everything that's causing you trauma in your experience to the body. Your job is to be still and aware, not doing anything, not judging anything, not being desperate about anything. You just notice what it is, and notice that the Divine's got this all handled. That all you have to do is surrender. Quit trying to be the boss. Because if somebody that's lost and confused and asleep is allowed to be the boss of the world, then what kind of world's created? The boss of your life, it's difficult to say I'm going to make God the boss of my life, because God's something that everybody agrees is something other than them. I mean, in theory, they might give words to that, but in the practice of their experience of themselves, no way. But despite all that, that's changing. People are waking up. People are transcending. And people are becoming familiar with the miraculous. And it's our time to choose for ourselves. If it's now, which that's all there is now the time that we join. Whatever's universally and eternally aware. The presence that gives a place for the universe to exist. It's already permeating your body. It's not anything you have to draw in. It's not something that you have to imagine. It's something that you notice. It's always been there and always will be in every atom of the universe. God consciousness permeates it all. And the trick, or the thing that's coming different, is the fragmented consciousness that self-identifies as creation, as lives. That gets to transcend from the programmed identity to back to finding itself, and then enjoying what it is to be human, moving as a truth that permeates eternity and the universe. So we'll take a couple moments again and be silent. I feel all of this heavy, hopeless, catastrophic, stuck energies in our bodies. Just go, wow. Wow. What a trick it is to create that kind of an experience when there's nothing but God consciousness around every atom. We can still go to sleep in a light so brilliant, but that without our permission won't penetrate our darkness. So say yes to the truth of yourself. While you experience the painful reality of having a body. The temporal truth of a body that's not optimized, and the eternal truth of the consciousness that manifested the universe. We have all the stories and evidence necessary to believe that a number of other people experienced that. And so, how do we decide what our life is about now? Now that we're mature and grown and still have the ability to do something competently. You know, when's the right time to wake up if you're not awake? The answer is always now. It can't be anything else. You can't plan for an awakening, which means you're validating the fact that you're asleep and going to continue to be. If you truly want to wake up, you wake up now. How? Just by letting it happen. Because you have to constantly create a lie in order to experience ourselves the way that we have. All we have to do is stop. Stop trying to be anything that can be defined by a dictionary. Stop trying to become a better version of a lie, you know? And now, go inside, close your eyes, feel what's going on, and relax. Just relax and let it happen, even if it's uncomfortable. Just notice how fast it gets more and more comfortable as soon as you relax into the terror of what it is to be you. Which is, you know, a funny thing to say, but I had one very, very dramatic experience. I'd taken some magic mushrooms, and I completely lost my body. I completely lost myself. I didn't know that I'd ever been human or that I had a body. And I was connected to every other consciousness in the universe, and it was like somehow I was in coherent communication with everybody simultaneously. It was quite an unbelievable experience. So how much do we have to talk ourselves into this? You know, how much longer are we going to cling to our suffering? There. Yeah, as soon as I said it, the lower part of my back where I hold all that tension and pain, it just opened up, and it's just purging now. How much longer are we going to hold on to our misery? We can't if we're awakening and present. We can't hold on to it. We can't maintain it because it's all a lie. It's all temporary. It comes and goes. We can't keep it forever, so let it go. Let your body go, let your connections go, let your reality go, let your thoughts and ideas and belief systems go, and just be present and aware. without setting ground rules that you don't know if they're real or true or not. Just be here and be present. Don't know anything about anything. No history, no credentials, no trainings, no understandings, no masters of bullshit from humanity. Just, like the book says, be here now. I haven't read it, but it sounds like the perfect book. Because if you're going to write the perfect book, you could do it with those 3 words. Be here now doesn't mean about thinking about it. Doesn't mean about planning. It means about presence. That means about embracing yourself physically. Being spiritually present in the body completely. Opening up all your awareness so that everything that's going on in the body you can feel. That's your only job, is to be present and feel it. And love it. Love that you get to be you just like this, and you won't be able to stay the same. That's the point. If you love who you are in the moment, with all your warts, with all your flaws, with all the things that you complain about yourself, if you love yourself anyway and are grateful to be you right here, right now, in this moment, you say, it's a beautiful thing that when we choose to come home and we let go of this so that we can go home, that we finally become present here with wisdom, with love, with compassion, and with mastery. With our truth. Now my neck is just purging. Wow. I didn't have to do anything but do nothing. Be here and do nothing. I guess that will be, that's got to be a painting very soon. Remind me, ask me when I do that one. Be here, do nothing. And notice how quickly the miracles materialize. When you be here, be nothing, do nothing, have nothing, know nothing, care about nothing. Except being aware and being present. And then being aware and being present without being pre-programmed, you're going to be the best version of you. Because everything you do, you'll do consciously from presence, from compassion, from responsibility. So everything will get easier and easier and easier, better and better and better for you and everybody around you. So that's why you give yourself over to God, so to speak. It's not God somewhere else. You give it over to the kingdom of heaven within you. You give your experience in your body to heaven within the body. That's what Jesus was trying to tell you. You don't pray to some God out there somewhere that doesn't talk to you. You go within yourself and do nothing until the kingdom of heaven opens up and embraces you, and you embrace it back. And it's always embracing you. It's just, you're just beginning to notice now and open up and say, oh, okay. Wow. We really dove deep into the polarity. It's such a relief to find myself again. Be still. Let it happen. Let your experience of now be a transcendent one, a transformative one, a free flow so magnificent you can't even describe it. Just a wow. At this level of noticing creator consciousness, lies can't stick around anymore. Everything that I feel like is true in me about myself is fading away, because all of it was just a story, and feelings, and thoughts, and ideas, and judgments, and stuff. None of that was the truth of me. So open up, let it go. Notice the truth that is always true, that never judges, that's always compassionate, and loves everything that has ever been created or ever will be. But at the same time, you're given permission for that consciousness to awaken within you, as you, for you, and for the rest of us too. Yeah, the kingdom of heaven within. Hey, Sarah. Where's my Sarah? What are you doing? So for whoever's watching, probably be me, except I hate watching these. If I can't recommend them, to myself, how can I recommend anybody else? I can't, my doing this is for me. It's for my remembering, for my realization, for my transformation. So I'm doing this selfishly, because asking these questions, opening this way with somebody else, having that reflection of a mirror moving along with you and validating your experience. You can feel them open up, they can feel you open up. And that's the hallmark of a good relationship. Who can you be open with? Who can you be real and true with without having to watch what you say? or the response is going to be fully supportive of your opening, your awakening, your remembering. So let's take this moment to remember. Remember who we are when we're beyond creation, beyond being something. Even on the other side, where we have our life reviews and reorientations into politely divine society. What level is that at? I don't know. Is that the ultimate truth? It can't be. Is it nice? It sure seems like it. But where do you go to for full transformation? You can't wait to die and then go to a heaven that you spend eternity transiting up levels. That doesn't make sense. The only thing that makes sense is if Christ, at the end of his life, opened up and experienced the totality of God consciousness, so that, as he said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father, and he said the opposite of that up until then, so allow yourself to know whatever it is that's universally present and unconditionally loving by whatever name or no name, preferably no name, I think. No definition. Just freedom, consciousness, compassion, awareness. An unlimited power that's not quite sure what it's used for, because it doesn't ever seem to be wielded against someone that's doesn't want to be acted upon divinely. So what happens if you actually allowed yourself to be acted upon divinely? What would happen? Why not try it out? If it's something that supports all life and all consciousness, including and especially yours in the moment. Why not allow yourself to sample the totality of whatever that consciousness is, not just how it touches your little finger, but how it exists throughout eternity and within all the universe and somehow beyond the description of everything. There. See, it takes going there for the freedom. It's beyond thought, it's beyond definition, it's beyond the universe, it's beyond all creation, it's beyond all knowing. That's what sets you free. And then it's safe to feel all that sadness and pain and sorrow, because you got divine presence experiencing it with you. And as quickly as you experience it, it's like, you're on to the next layer, the next level, and it's just like turning pages in a book. It's like when you throw a newspaper into the fire and one page after another burns off. Let the creation of you burn in the light of the truth that sets it free. It's kind of like an altar of truth fueled by thoughts, ideas, beliefs, stories, and lies. And so you let them all go. Thoughts, ideas, beliefs, stories, and lies. History. There's no value to history when history is a story of conflict and combat. That doesn't need to be realized in your body as a limiting factor. Just because something happened in the past has no say in the presence. In the present. Yeah, no say. Whatever happened in the past can't be anything in presence. Can't mean the structure of its consciousness, the structure of its intention to hold you into some sort of position. There's no one that has that right but you. You're the only one that can say no and the only one that can say yes. So what would speed it up even better? Why does it seem like it takes so long to surrender through all of this stuff? Well, just feel that until that dissipates, because it'll dissipate if you sit in presence with it. And if you sit in presence with it, then all of the reasons why you couldn't be the truth dissolve away in the presence of you being still, which opens you up to the flow of your truth. It's funny, I keep forgetting to record these sessions in a way that I can upload them to ChatGPT. Haven't done it in a month probably. But I appreciate the fact that you said you wanted a session tonight. I wouldn't have done one without your asking, so thank you for that. Because it's always good for me. Always better.
I love receiving.
There's such a nice dissolving inwardly going on right now. It's just almost cathartic. But it's happening beautifully, and what that tells me is we're on the right track, we're doing the right thing. So that new layer of heaviness, it's kind of bubbled up now. We're just here. We're just present. We're waiting to notice the kingdom of heaven inside all of this mess inside. And at the point that we experience the kingdom of heaven within, and the structures of our traumas can't maintain themselves. So that's why you be still. Because true presence, your true presence is what, it's the experience that you're hoping to have. And you do it by not doing anymore. Just sitting down and being present and conscious and feeling your body and your life. And you'll take action when you need to take action, but in the meantime, you're enjoying being present to yourself, to your body, to the crazy people you're connected to in life. Such a beautiful opportunity to find a way to love in a world of life and death. You know, of happiness and sadness and joy and sorrow. How to love everything about it. You know, being born and growing and developing and deteriorating and dying, and enjoying every step of it as a natural order of what life does. So be okay with how old you are. Be okay with how healthy you are. Be okay with how conscious and present you are. Don't judge yourself for anything, and very soon, in this new moment of now, you'll begin to enjoy yourself. And when you can enjoy with joy, live life. Now that's the pinnacle. Doesn't matter what any other action is. Whatever action you do, if you do it in joy and delight and gratitude, you've won. The game's over. And true life, your true life, begins. And it's okay to begin life at any age. It's okay to end the story at any time. It's okay to remember, to return, to be open, you know, and be authentically universal, authentically eternal, authentically beyond the universe, authentically undefinable, beyond limitations, beyond descriptions. And I suggest that every divinely awakened person, from Buddha to Jesus to any of the others, that's what they did or didn't do. You know, you don't even need to meditate, because meditation is a plan that something's going to take a long time to happen, and it can only happen now, so let it. You can only experience the universal now, so open and know it and allow it to know you. You know, stay in that opening. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So if you're carrying a tremendous amount of suffering in your body, then it'll take longer and be more difficult, possibly, than somebody who's taken immaculate care of themselves and looked towards beauty and inspiration for the choices they made in life. You know, for the rest of us like me, you know, wow. It's quite a thing to experience how poorly I've lived my life. But just admitting that, at the same time opening up to, you know, the kingdom of heaven within and without. I begin finally to feel free. First, you have to take responsibility for the state of yourself, regardless of what it is, how good or how bad, doesn't matter. Whatever it is, and that's where you start. You start with what's real, contextually about you, and you embrace it. And wake up there. No matter how dark, no matter how painful, no matter how traumatic, that's where you wake up. That's the body you chose. So quit wishing you had a different one and wake up where you are. Wow. I must be a little bit in tune. I started thinking about Jordan about 20 seconds ago, and I just got an Instagram notice that he sent something to me. So he checked in about 20 seconds before he sent it.
Yeah, connected.
Not connected enough to be free, and that's the paradox of it. You have to be disconnected from everything and yet intimately connected with everything at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to let it go as you embrace it. The letting go and the embracing is the same time. A warm embrace and a warm release, all at the same time. Seems to be paradox and contradictory, but it's not.
Mm.
Hmm. Well, that's a lot better. Finally free, maybe. Finally, the real you, possibly. Finally, a transformative, transcendent shift, apparently. That can only happen when absolute responsibility is taken, and if you don't know what it is, then how can you take responsibility for it? So you have to feel it. You have to be it. You have to surrender to transformation in spite of it. You open up and embrace, and you let go at the same time, and you notice the divine in it all. In the embrace, in the opening, in the silence, the stillness. Okay. It's beginning to feel like I can be at home in my body now. My whole back and torso have opened up, and all that stuff that was so painful is running away.
I'm going through the same.
because I'm finally here without judging. At least not as much. And it's a movement into freedom and transformation, so we are on the right track. And we're getting our bodies a chance, for a beautiful life, a joyful life. That's the point. Doesn't matter what it does. It matters what the presence is, what the consciousness is. That the actions are actions in presence, consciousness, joy, compassion, and love. And a delight that you're here for this. Wow. Now the traumas that seem to be packed into my upper chest. It's like they're just boiling off. And I'm grateful. I'm feeling gratitude in my body, and I'm allowing that to be a big part of who I am. Gratitude. Gratitude that I'm finally having the balls to be present. Because how can you really run a life from not being present to it? How can you really interact with others without understanding them, without loving them, without having compassion for the lives that they're leading according to the role that they're playing? It's difficult for everybody. Even the successful ones, it's still difficult. Yeah, your compassion will free you from that. In me, it kind of feels like a cesspool of confusion. Yeah, there's an opening now into pleasure now, finally. The more that you open up to pleasure in your traumas and your pain and your suffering, you've given all that as termination notice. It can't hold on and be part of your reality anymore. It dissipates, fades away. Wow. Well, for me, Lily, this is one of my most transformational ones. This pain and density and suffering is just all running for the exits.
Mm-hmm. I love to hear that.
Hmm. You know, there's the one yogi that had a simple process. He'd say, "Who am I?" Then he'd feel what was going on. He'd say, "Not this, not this." And then let go.
Mm-hmm.
Then he'd say, "Who am I?" And feel, "Oh, it's not this. This isn't me. This isn't me. This isn't me." And let it go. It works. Who am I? Not this. Who am I? Not this either. Who am I? Not this. Well, if you're not you, then who are you? If you're not you, then who are you? Okay, that should be another painting. Well, there's not much left to do except to continue experiencing ourselves without judgment, embracing and letting go at the same time. Just being present. By being present, it means embracing everything that you are and holding on to none of it. Embrace everything that you are and hold on to none of it. It's another painting. Hmm. Yeah, it's time for me to start using my body now. My body wants to move, wants to
Yeah.
wants to wants to explore, how free it can be, and when it's not, when I'm not condemning it anymore. Hmm. So, what left is there for you to prove to yourself, or for you to forgive yourself for, or for you to take responsibility for? Let's do that right now. We called it all up, dive in and embrace it and let it go. And what that really means is embrace it until it lets go. And then you let it go. You embrace what is until it's satisfied, until it lets go, until it knows that it's no longer needed, that its purpose has been fulfilled, and it can reconstitute itself in something that's real and authentic now. Hmm. Hmm. Well, what a transformative session, Lilli. Thank you.
Thank you, David. For me, it was very transformational as well. I'm feeling so relaxed, and all the tension that I had in my body now is all gone. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
the funny thing is for me to experience that for myself, I have to share it with you or somebody else. And
Mm-hmm.
so thank you for asking, because this was a really, really big blessing to me tonight.
Mm. And I love this session. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye. Have a good night.
Good night. So what would I say to anybody that ever watches this? Nothing. If you can't figure it out by watching this, then you got to go home and figure it out in your own body on your own time. But you know what? I suspect you did follow along, and somehow noticing that somebody opened up as a result of this is supporting me, even though it seems like it's coming from the future somehow. So, thank you. Thank you for choosing to be present.